Hello everyone, I am Shutapa Datta, MSc in Biology. Welcome to my channel Shutapa's Biology. My today's topic is the types of cell. Types of cell. Here we shall study about mainly we shall study types of cells. Mainly we shall study about the prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells are commonly known as they are the primitive cells, and eukaryotic cells are the new cells or modern cells. So in evolutionary ground, prokaryotic cells are coming first than the eukaryotic cell. Now in prokaryotic cells, we shall study about the bacteria, archaebacteria, you will not get in this chapter about the archaebacteria in your NCERT book. Archaebacteria is the group which is actually bacteria. This bacteria is scientifically it's known as eubacteria. EU, not WE. Now archaebacteria is the fossil bacteria. This is the fossil group. Fossil bacteria, but they are the living fossil. Do you know what is living fossil? That the living fossils are the fossils which are today living in living condition, but from that ancient period of time they are continuing in this today's world without any type of modifications or alterations. So they are known as living fossils. In this chapter we shall study, but in this division we shall study about the archaebacteria bit not in details, because in Monera you will study it in details. Here I am giving the idea about the archaebacteria. What is the archaebacteria or fossil bacteria? So this group is known as fossil bacterial group. Another thing is that they are the living fossil. Start here. They are the living fossil. Fossil but living. Okay, as their contemporary all members are fossilized today, but they are only the living member without any modification or any alteration. In primitive world, they were in this shape and size, in this condition, in this chemical condition, everything is same, but they are quite good, nicely adapted in the today's world. So they have credit about the living fossil. So this is the archaebacteria, and then PP yellow. What is PP yellow? PP yellow is or mycoplasma. They are known as mycoplasma. The PP yellow full form is pseudo-pneumonia-like organism. Pneumonia has silent P, like organism. So this is about mycoplasma. And another is BGA. BGA is the group that is blue-green algae. I have told you that it has disputed. It was disputed in the placement, as it was placed in the plant kingdom, as it has the photosynthetic organisms, but photosynthetic pigments. But later, after studying in details, it's observed that they have the all characteristics or all qualities like the prokaryotes. So BGA is the blue-green algae. BGA, another member of this group, prokaryotes, blue-green algae. Blue-green algae, and now as they are placed in prokaryotes, they are differently named as cyanobacteria. They are cyanobacteria as they are placed in the prokaryotes with the bacteria. So they have the another name, cyanobacteria. So in this prokaryotes we shall get about these things, and in bacteria they have only they have cell envelope like that, they have cell wall and cell membrane, but cell wall is different than the plant cell wall. So in bacterial cell we shall get the cell wall, which is made up of, cell wall is composed of, bacterial cell wall composed of peptide. The bacterial cell wall is composed of peptidoglycan or murin. The nickname of it is murin. Good name is peptidoglycan and the nickname is murin. Okay, now peptidoglycan or murin. And in plant cell wall we know that the main components is cellulose and pectin. In plant cell wall, it's made up of cellulose and pectin. Many other things are there. Here also, other than peptidoglycan, many things are there. But the main thing in plant cell wall is cellulose and pectin, and in case of bacterial cell wall, it's peptidoglycan. Now, what's the composition of the peptidoglycan? These are not given in your book, so mind it minutely that peptidoglycan is made up of two components. One is N-acetyl glucosamine plus N-acetyl muramic acid. So these are the components of peptidoglycan, and this is completely different than the plant cell wall. And in case of the bacterial cell, they must have the cell wall and cell membrane. Other than that, they have the slime or capsule. Now, what is slime and capsule, and what is the exception of this? In mycoplasma or PPLO, we can't get mycoplasma. They have no cell wall. This is the exception of prokaryotes. They have no cell wall. They have only cell membrane, like the animal cells. So in mycoplasma, this is the exception. And in another thing is that in some cells, in other cells of bacteria, bacterial cell other than the mycoplasma, bacterial cell have cell envelope, like number one is slime or capsule, another is cell wall, and another is cell membrane. Now what's about slime or capsule? What's about this thing, that is the slime and capsule? Slime is the loose sheath of the mucopolysaccharide, whereas capsule is the thick and rigid sheath of that. So this is the difference between slime and capsule. Another thing, on the basis of the cell wall, the bacteria are grouped into or divided into two broad divisions, that is gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. What is this gram? Gram positive and gram negative. The microbiologist Gram, the name of this Gram is the name of the microbiologist. So this microbiologist Gram, he developed a new type of stain which is known as Gram stain. So the stain which is made by the scientist Gram, that's known as Gram stain. Now what's the color of the Gram stain? It's purplish blue or purple to blue. Now Gram stain is composed of Lugol's iodine plus crystal violet. Lugol's iodine plus crystal violet. So naturally it gives the color purple to blue. Now some bacterial cell, they can take this stain, Gram stain, and they can retain it on their cell envelope. That is, staining is the chemical reaction. It's generally take place with the cell wall component and the stain, chemical of the stain. Now here some group of bacteria, that is gram positive, they can retain the gram stain after washing or anything, but gram negative, they are initially stained by that, but not that a permanent reaction. So that's why they can't retain the stain, and they can be counter stained by another stain, that is safranin, that is red in color. So on the basis of this cell wall, the bacteria are divided into gram positive and gram negative. Now coming to the archibacterial group, I have told you that it's the living fossil, as it has some capacities or potentialities to live in the today's world from the ancient earth. Now what are the types of the archibacteria? Archibacteria have 3 types. They have 3 types. Number 1, methanogens. Number 2, thermoacidophile. And number 3 is halophile. Now methanogens, they can produce the methane gas in the swampy marshy region, and thermoacidophile, they can survive in 80 degree centigrade temperature and in very acidic condition lower than the 2 pH, etc. And halophile, they in salinated water or salinated soil they can survive. So that's why these 3 groups are the archibacteria, which are known as living fossil. Now our next thing is that in eukaryotic cell we are getting the true nucleus, which is absent in the prokaryotes. True nucleus is absent in the prokaryotes. So in prokaryotic cell we can get the genophore. What's the genophore? Genophore is the structure like this. Genophore or nucleoid or prochromosome. This is the naked genetic material of bacteria, and this is like this. The drawing is like this. This is the RNA at the base, at the mid, at the central. These are the protein particles surrounding the RNA, and through these protein particles the DNA coil is passing like this. Almost flower-like structure. So here the green coil is DNA. It's the DNA. This is RNA, you know, and other than this, the blue dots, these are the protein particles. Protein particles. So this is the genophore or nucleoid. Now in some bacterial cell, they have not only genophore or nucleoid, other than that they have some circular double-stranded extrachromosomal DNA. Circular double-stranded extrachromosomal DNA. The name of this is plasmid. What's the plasmid? That is extrachromosomal circular DNA of bacterial cell, but plasmid is not must in every cell. A plasmid is present in some cells, giving some special properties, and in some cells they are absent. Now what is plasmid? The extrachromosomal circular circular DNA of some bacterial cell. This plasmid is responsible for extra qualities of the bacterial cell. Now, what are the extra qualities? There are three types of plasmids mainly. One is plasmid with F factor. F factor is the fertility factor. They can take part in the bacterial sexual reproduction, that is in conjugation. So that is the F factor, the cell which possesses the plasmid of F factor that can take part in the conjugation of the prokaryotes. Now F factor, other than that, R factor, that is the antibiotic resistance gene. Antibiotic resistant gene. This bacteria which can contain the plasmid of R factor, they can combat against the antibiotic. So they can be controlled by the antibiotic. They are antibiotic resistant gene. They have the antibiotic resistant gene. And number 3 is NIF gene. NIF gene is the gene for the nitrogen fixation. So the bacteria like Rhizobium, NIF gene for nitrogen fixation. In Rhizobium, in Clostridium azotobacter, they have the NIF gene, that is nitrogen fixing gene, that is inside the plasmid. Now plasmid, in today's world, plasmid is very important, as plasmid is the cloning vector. In rDNA technology or biotechnology, you can say, or recombinant DNA technology, the plasmid act as a vector. Plasmid is the vector in the biotechnology. So this is about prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells, and that's all for today.